Hello, thank you for tuning into this week's read. For the main part for the tarot, I'm using the Thelema tarot. On the bottom here is the information, artwork by Renata Lechner. And the bottom is what I'm trying to get to, so you can go to the website. Feel free to check out that website, Las Carabo. I feel like I've said it right once in my life. But you can see it right there. There's a Facebook little thingy too, and there's the address, I think. Feel free to check that out if you're interested. Supportive oracle cards are going to be your Clairvoyant Oracle cards by Belinda Grace, illustrations by Elaine Marzin. Website on this one, rockpoolpublishing.com.au as an apple, use an umbrella. And then last but not least, I do use dice. The dice I use are from this. They're from Amazon. I use the 20 for the major arcana, which does omit 21, I know, but I still make it work. And then for the minor arcana, I use the D4 to choose the element, and I use the D12 to choose the number, which does omit the Queen and King, but again, I just go with it. I work with it. So there's that information if you're interested. Of course, if you'd like a reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. And here we go to your reading. Hello, Aquarius. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. What do we have for Aquarius? We're already smacking down cards. That was quick. Okay. Why is... Okay, let's find out. Okay, so, long time coming, whatever it is we're dealing with. Holding on to whatever we needed to hold on to. Four of Swords, half in, half out. So there's been some healing, not as much as there should be. It kind of reminds me of somebody who, like, you know, it's kind of like healing from, like, a lung disease. They don't have it anymore, but there is some leftover fallout from it. If that makes sense. It's kind of like, yeah, we don't have that issue anymore. It's not like it's getting worse, but there was some damage from the healing. It's like somebody who fell out of a window. I don't know why I'm using that analogy. Maybe they break a couple legs. They can still walk and do what they need to do, but they can't. But they don't have, like, they can't run. They can still walk and function, but they can't run like they used to. You know, there's some healing, not total healing. Not back to 100%. Trying to make things work out. Whatever the situation is, it has been working. You're doing the best you can with it. Okay, so there's more. I feel like they're also saying that you're probably in the headspace where you see it for what it is. Whoever's involved, whatever the situation entails, maybe this is better than you thought it was going to be. It's not optimal. You were hoping for better, but at least it's not as bad as you were fearing it would be. It's kind of like, well, at least they can walk. At least they can live on their own. At least they can drive. Do they have full use of their legs like they used to? No, but at least they can do what they can do. I was afraid that they wouldn't walk at all and they'd be an invalid. So I'm happy that that's not what happened. Okay. The Hermit, half in, half out, and the Three of Wands. Something's coming in. Something's coming in with new ideas. There's fire here. Like, there's fire cards here, and I can feel that rush. Aquarius can roll with that. If it works, okay. If it works, alright, fine. Especially because Aquarius can usually think it out pretty quick. Like, alright, I can see where that would work. Go ahead, knock your socks off. Something is coming in quick, trying to balance it out a different way. This reminds me, if we're going to use that same analogy of the legs and having issues, and there's maybe a possibility that maybe there's a physical therapist or maybe there's an operation that can make things better. Okay. It makes me really uncomfortable, but I feel like this is something where somebody else needs to make that decision. I don't feel like I want to be involved at this point. I'm kind of like, I don't know. It's kind of like, all right, it's like say you're not a medical anything, just for argument's sake. You're not a medical anything, and they're saying this operation could help. And you're like, well, I can try to gather information, but it's up to you. Like, it could go well, it might not go well. And I feel like I can only give so much information, and I'm like, if you're going to go forward with that, it could go well, it might not go well. Okay. Whatever they're choosing, they are getting success from that. But there's a lot of changes going on here. They are getting success. But after the success happens, I'm getting this is your time to walk away. And I do feel like you want to. They get that success, and this is your moment of success too, ironically, to kind of leave the situation. The thing is, I don't feel like people want you to. People want you to stay connected to this success. People want you to stick here and stay with it. I don't think you really want to. And I feel like there's a lot of pressure for you to stay in it. There's a lot of pressure here for you to stay in it. I'm getting to not do that. Take it with a grain of salt. Readings are for entertainment purposes only. You got to make your own mind up, you know. People, yeah, end it. End the connection here. Knight of Swords, the Death card. And then you got these interesting cards. Because I saw this and I'm like, why is this a good card for Aquarius? Because people are going to be very upset with you for walking away. But you've done enough. I don't feel like the guilt is warranted. I don't feel like the guilt is warranted. That doesn't mean other people don't believe that. I feel like you understand what that means, though. Like, just because other people don't like what you're doing or other people don't believe that what's happening is the right thing doesn't mean it's not the right thing. People are more comfortable with you being around. People feel more safe with you being around. But you don't want to do that anymore. You don't want to do this. And they're saying by you blocking it, people get very upset. That's what these two are saying. But you get to go forward for what you want. And you've done enough here. I feel like you've done enough here. Aquarius is not a one-trick pony. Okay? Which means you got a lot of things that you're good at. A lot of other things you could change and affect and help. You're needed elsewhere. You're needed elsewhere. You are needed elsewhere. It's not like... Because I feel like somebody might be pushing this forward as if you're very selfish or something. I don't think that's the case. It's just your time here has been spent. You've done what you needed to do. You need to go somewhere else now. It's ironic to me because it's kind of like these people were very much celebrating you and very happy with you until you did something they didn't like, and then all of a sudden they turned like on a dime is what I'm getting. And it's kind of like, okay. People don't like things to change, and I understand that, but I feel like there is going to be a little bit of a poisonous effect, like people being like very viper mouth. Viper mouth? Is that a thing? You know, I'm not using the right terms for it. Judgment does go in your favor over time. It's going to take some time by walking away. Four of Earth being removed. I don't think you're going to be able to move on from the situation really fast. It may take some time to really get completely connected from it, but it is time for you to move on. There's a new obligation for you out there. Something else is out there for you. Other people may not be able to let it go or get over it. I feel like the stress is other people. And the stress that other people are putting on you as if you did something you weren't supposed to do. That is not the case. There's a new obligation out there for you. There's a new thing. There's a new situation for you to handle. Again, you're not a one-trick pony. You have a lot of other things to do. There's other places you're needed. You did what you needed to do here. Other people can do what you were doing at this point. At this point, it's like you have a lot of intellect and a lot of strength mentally that can be applied other places better. Other people can do what you are doing now. They know enough now. You brought enough light to the situation that they can handle it from here on out. I keep getting these as money cards. Okay. More prosperity somewhere else. They'll be fine. I kind of get this as them, whoever they are. They'll be fine. They know how to handle the situation. They'll be fine when you walk away. I don't feel like anybody's going to be like destitute because of it. They just don't like it. They're comfortable with you. They like you, the way you do it, especially when they can guilt you into things, I guess. But if you're not playing that game, they don't like that. You got prosperity other places. You do. Your time has been spent here. The trick is to not feel bad about moving on to your next endeavor. That's the trick. What is with this guilt? I keep feeling this guilt. Like, how are they pushing that on you? Because I usually think of Aquarius as very, very intelligent. You usually can see around things. This may be a case where, like, analytically you get it, but emotionally you're still held back. 7 of Wands, and then the High Priestess reversed. It's hard to let go of this situation. It is hard to let go of it for some reason. There may be some work that needs to go on here for you to find a way to let it go emotionally. I feel like analytically you do get it, though. Like, it's time for you to go, you're doing the right thing, and analytically you get it, but emotionally I feel still tied to this other situation. The best I can say is, like, I'm a big fan of Paul McKenna. There's some books there. How to Mend Your Broken Heart, I think I don't know, I think they updated the title, honestly. Using those exercises could emotionally detach you from that. Because I'm getting, like, the guilt is not warranted. Like, you didn't do anything wrong. For some reason, even though you're analytically understanding, yes, I know I didn't do anything wrong, but your heart's still pulling you back that way. You got to make peace with the emotions so you can let that go. I just feel like they're giving you a heads up. Just because your emotions haven't let go of it doesn't mean you did anything wrong. And it's like working through those emotions in some respect needs to happen to really let go of what you're moving on from. Again, you got a lot of prosperity here, a lot of good things here. Something you really want, you're moving towards. For some of you, maybe this situation is regarding in like a romance or like a partnership or marriage type of thing. That, you know, you've done what you could, you've been in this situation, you've helped them through the worst. It's like maybe they got into an accident, you helped them through that, you helped them get to the recovery spot, and now everything's okay and they're doing well. You're like, yeah, okay, they're doing well now and I don't want to be here. I helped them get out of that. I did my obligation. I did what I said I would do. And now I don't want to be here anymore, so it's time for me to be happy. So I know that might be harsh, and it either hits or it doesn't, the way I said that. Like, if it's not your thing, it's not your thing. But some of you know if it hits or not. I just don't feel like you should feel bad about it. I really don't. You know, you did your obligation. You helped them come back to health as best you could. You don't want to be there. There's no reason for you to be there anymore. There's just this... It's just getting through the guilt, working through the guilt, and not letting other people hold you down over it. I feel like that could be a part too. I'm trying to let go of it, but like, if other people are reinforcing that guilt, I feel like you can understand why they would do that, and you can also understand why it's not right. You're going to have to work through emotions to get untied from it. Otherwise, it's going to kind of hold you back a little bit. But you're doing what you should. You got prosperity and new things out there for you. The trick is to, like, definitely work through the emotions so it doesn't damper your future, so it doesn't damper your new successes coming in. Just keep that in mind. All right, I'm going to shut this down here. Hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day.